everyone. I'm here with Orly, and I think we can both agree there's really nothing more exciting for the two of us than soaking up the sun at the beach on a nice summer day, right?
I know, it's the best.
It really is, and it's great to spend time with the family at the beach as well. So we are officially kicking off our countdown to summer with Orly's DIY beach towel quilt that is perfect for any family.
This is major.
It's
this
cool.
is a major statement. It's so cool. I'm very excited about it. And I was really excited that I was going to have the opportunity to sort of check something off of our inspiration wall. And I think that it's great. So this is the countdown to summer inspiration wall, and this is going to be my project. I got beach, which is absolutely perfect for me because my family and I go to the beach all the time. That is one very consistent day trip that we do all the time. It's so close when you live in California. We just love it. The kids just absolutely soak up every moment. And I thought something like this that is a huge statement, really cool, great for pictures. The whole family can fit on it. And it's going to roll up just like your towels.
And anybody can make it because I can guarantee you, you have all of these things that you need lying around at your house.
Yeah, so this is the thing that actually makes this very cool. Is the original idea for this was you know, we all have those towels, and I don't know, maybe Debbie and I are alone in this. We were talking about, you know, you have like the nice towels for guests, and then you have the ugly towels that only you use. There's like a hole in it, maybe there's some bleach, but you keep them. Those are the towels that you want to use for this. You want to just get rid of the parts that are bad and incorporate them and use them in this so you can really put those towels to use. It's really a functional DIY.
So they're not just our little dirty secret towels that we use when
in that drawer.
There. Yeah. Well, you got started a little earlier. Let's take a look.
I did. So here is a large beach towel you can see. What I did is fold it in half and then just ran my fabric scissors all along the top so that it created a skinnier panel. Then I cut that panel in half, and basically what it is it just gives me a small piece. Once you have one piece done, you want to use that as your pattern just for the width. The length of the pieces can alternate, but the width you want to make sure is the same, and you're about to see why.
Okay.
So here are 4 pieces I cut, and you can see all of the width matches up, so they're going to line up into one long strip. If you have a hem, like a nice finished edge, you want to use that as the edge that you actually see. So bury the cut lines underneath the pretty hems. If you have 2 cut hems coming together, you just want to fold it over like I've done there so that when I lay it down, it ends up looking clean finished. We're using fabric glue for all of this. You want to use a nice good amount, so a nice thick line of fabric glue, and really press and press to make sure it's clean. If anything is slightly uneven, after the fact, go in with your fabric scissors and just clean it up so you have this one really long panel. On the back side is when you can actually cut off any excess. So I was adjusting the size as I was going, and so there were just like extra pieces I didn't need.
Okay.
So now, once you have your one first piece, that's the piece that you dictate the length for the rest of the pieces. That way they all line up. So now take 2 pieces and put them face to face or right sides together, and you're gonna run your fabric glue along the edge. This is basically identical to what you would do with a sewing machine, right? You lay it down and you're seaming it up. So if you wanted to sew this, everywhere that I put fabric glue, you would just sew.
So the whole thing is no sew.
This whole thing is no sew. Now, what I'll tell you that I think is a couple of important tips. The first one is, as you're doing it, let's say you decided that you want to reinforce it with a sewing machine. This is a really great way for people that are beginner sewers to learn, is to use fabric glue in the beginning to kind of put it together.
Okay.
Now, it's one simple, easy piece that's all already put together that you can run just through your sewing machine in straight lines, and you're not dealing with all the pins and it moving and it falling. It's all in place.
And if you don't know how to do that, because it's already all glued together, I imagine it would not cost too much money to take it to a dry cleaner and say, hey, could you just put a stitch in this?
Absolutely, absolutely. So you would just want to stitch the lines, you know, you want to stitch basically on all of your lines. And once it's done and you have your big blanket, you can add a little bit of detail.
I was going to say you could leave as is, but I love the pom-pom trim.
Isn't this fun? So take a look.
Cute.
What I like about it is that, you know, I did focus and make sure that all of my edges of my towels are along the edge. And because I did that, I actually didn't want to put my trim like this on top.
Okay.
I wanted to bury it underneath. It's up to you. You can do it however you want. But again, this is going to be a fabric glue situation. So what I'm going to do...
Here you go.
Thank you, Debbie.
And while you're putting the pom-pom on, if you were to use stitching to reinforce, would you make it like visible stitch?
Yeah, I think it would look really cool. Like for this towel to tie in the black trim, I would stitch all of this with a nice thick like black stitch so that you see it and it really looks like it was designed that way.
Cohesive,
so we're just going to fold this part back and run the fabric glue all along the edge here. And you want to get
really great way to recycle the towels. Orly.
This is the thing. When we first talked about this project, I got really, really excited because to me it feels like a really functional DIY. Sometimes things are just fun and creative and artistic, and that's the joy of it. And then sometimes you're like, this is functional. This is a way to repurpose all those old towels and really make something statement. So here now we just fold it down, and I'm just dropping the trim right on the edge. And you would just run this all the way to the end until your entire piece has been covered, and you can see right there, I left like a tiny bit of the black edging.
Nice.
So I don't want to hide it completely.
Right.
So now is the time when you look at it, make sure that you're perfectly even, so that nothing is uneven from the front, and then you just want to leave it to dry for at least 24 hours.
And how many towels would you suggest using to make a blanket this size, say for a family of 4?
Yeah, so I would say maybe think 1 towel per person.
Okay.
And you don't have to do what I did, which is
cool.
each towel is, I only reused a couple. You could have, with 1 towel, you can fill 4 squares. So you need even less towels. I really wanted a lot of contrast here, so you can see I've only reused a couple. But obviously, a couple of towels, each piece can get used.
This should stay in the trunk of your car. This could go for a picnic at the park. This could go for you and I taking a break and just sitting here between segments.
That's
Come on,
fine,
Orly, let's
right?
enjoy
You guys can carry on
let's
without
enjoy
us.
our blanket. We'd love to see how your beach blanket quilts come together. So share your pictures on our Facebook page, and perhaps we'll show them on the show because, many times you do outdo us. Our viewers are very good.